Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. My name is Lysander Xanthus, and today is December 6, 2019. So today I'll be sharing with you the day's astrology, numerology, a card reading of the day, a crystal healing, guidance on how to manifest your desires into your life, and more. So I hope that you will enjoy what is ahead. Alright, so I would like to begin this with a energy clearing and an affirmation for your day. And now I would like to send you a blessing for your day ahead. May you let go a little more of what's been holding you back and weighing you down. Your day ahead will be full of good experiences, good company, success in your endeavors, and new insights. You are whole, happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. All right, next I would like to talk about the astrology for today. So today is the 6th. The sun is in Sagittarius. So right now there's an emphasis on an expanding of perspective, there is an expanding of your perspective, and Jupiter, I believe, is leaving Sagittarius and going into Capricorn. So this expansion, I'm not sure that it's quite there yet. So when you expand your view, you will see things you weren't able to before, such as opportunities and things in yourself to grow. As it moves into Capricorn, the influence will be assisting us in taking responsibility for our lives. I think that it is a positive thing, although I have seen some things where people are kind of fearful of the conjunction of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto that's coming up. But I think it'll be a good thing if we can work with it. Venus, Saturn, and Pluto are in Capricorn right now. And so it is suggesting that in our relationships, our romantic relationships, our relationships and situation with family and at home, if we're feeling trapped or limited, we may be feeling more of that right now, and the opportunity here is to realize how our choices have brought us to our current circumstance, and that the way out of it would be to accept the responsibility for your choices going forward, and to know that it's up to you to change things for yourself if you want to. You can't wait for other people in the situation to change or for things to change on their own. Mercury and Mars are in Scorpio, kind of lending us a push in acting on our own behalf. They connect us to our true feelings, for better or worse, kind of giving us fuel to move forward or to continue to thrash about in frustration as we choose. But there's a direct connection between how we really feel in our minds, so we are there's an influence to have more understanding of ourselves. Neptune is in Pisces, so there is intuitive information rising to consciousness. We are able to be more aware of a deeper knowing, and it's up to us how we want to integrate that knowledge. Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, so this is a time of reassessing our comfort zone. If this is the way that we really want to continue forward in our lives. And finally, we have the moon in Aries, and it is continuing to wax or become more illuminated. So our attention continues to turn outward, and we may be becoming more aware of certain things in our lives. Our internal selves may be very much feeling that sense of initiative and passion and directness, feeling a lot like we have a lot of energy to put forward. So it's very important to have a direction or focus for ourselves. So yeah, that is the astrological report. Hi, love.
Good morning.
Thank you. I was wanting to light some of that.
I heard it in my mind from the other room.
So we are going to treat you guys to a little incense. This is Temple, my favorite incense. Let's see how it can, there we go. Song of India Temple incense. It has the best smell ever, and it has such a fantastic feeling. I'm going to send you a little bit for you to enjoy right now, so just take in the energy of that. I'm gonna swirl it around your energy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so wonderful. All right, so next is actually our crystal healing. So I'm glad I got to share a little incense with you. I feel like it kind of goes. excuse me. I'm going to take a drink first. I did pick some things. Yes. So today's crystal healing is going to be with this red jasper pillar. That's what was calling out to me on the shelf today. So it's kind of like this interesting shape, and it does stand upright on its own. So if you would like to participate in this crystal healing, all you need to do is sit, breathe, relax, and enjoy. When I think of jasper is a nurturing stone, so I think of it as being very caring and soft, and the different colors are just like different ways that it nurtures us. But I thought I would look it up real quick. So red jasper is for energy, strength, stamina, and spiritual grounding. It carries a strong spiritual grounding vibration and resonates within the lower 3 chakras. It creates a strong connection to the earth. It is a bit more physically inclined, so I will be sharing this one with you today. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen red jasper before, or the incense. All right. Well, again, just allow yourself to receive the energy, and I will begin. I'm using this to run earth energy up from the ground, up through the body, and then back down again. I'm using your red jasper today. Would you like to share anything about this piece?
Just need to look at it for a second. That's right. Okay. So it's a red jasper with quartz inclusions.
That's what all the white spots are. Quartz inclusions. Isn't that lovely? They are a bit transparent too. I was thinking to myself that that was something. So let red earth nurture you and give you sustenance in what your spiritual being needs and what your energy body needs. So this piece called out to me today. This is who wanted to work with you today. So now I'm running it down the left arm, and down the right arm, focusing on the torso and abdomen where the organs are held. We trap a lot of emotions in our abdomen primarily, whether it's among the stomach or liver or intestines. May sound strange to talk about the body that way, but it's just what I've observed. So allow Red Jasper to tell you you are safe, and it's okay to feel these feelings. You don't have to hold on to them so tightly anymore. Running it up the chest, over the chest. I feel someone with something either about the lungs or sternum, yet it feels emotional. Let yourself be soothed. It's like the feeling, that burning feeling of wanting to cry but never doing it. Jasper is very much a parental kind of spirit, mother or father as needed. So let this mother you a bit and stroke you and tell you that it's okay now. And I'm being drawn to the diaphragm. It's like a yellow, anxious energy here. All right, that seems better. At least for now. When we trap emotions in our body, we lose that access to that vitality and to that life inside us. So if you wonder if perhaps what happened when you were so lively, the incense is coming over here, wants to be part of your world. It wants to help you too. When you were young and you felt so vital and alive and with so much energy, and you wonder what happened, often that is what happened. At different points, you felt something too strongly and clenched it away in the body, and that vitality was lost to you. So you can get it back. Anything can be gotten back. Vitality, innocence, wonder, joy. But you've got to let yourself have it and to let it go. So it's still inside of you. It never left or went anywhere. You're still whole and complete. And it's okay that you did this. It's just a way of taking care of yourself the best way you knew how at the time. But you're an adult now. and you can be your own parent now. So I'm going to run energy from the earth up and then down again before concluding this healing. So up through the feet, up the front, through the body to the top, and then down the back, but still through the body. That concludes the healing with red jasper. So one of the reasons I do this is so that you get exposure to various types of crystals and decide for yourself if it's one you'd like to work with. And following that vein, we are going to do affirmations next, but when I get to the magic tip of the day, it's going to be about crystals and selecting them. How to select the best one for yourself. Let's see. So I'm also going to catch up on the comments because I haven't been reading them at all while doing the healing. Also, good morning, Stephen, if you're still with us. He's our good friend. So just commentary on the effect of the healing. I'm glad that people are finding it helpful. This is actually, not that it really matters whose it is, because, you know, but this is technically my fiance's jasper. She's very drawn to red crystals, and I'll talk a bit more about that when we get to the magic tip. So I just want to catch up on comments. So thank you all for your feedback about the healing. On Periscope, we have a comment from John Scope 2. What is this? I'm not sure which thing you're referring to. The crystal is called red jasper. I was doing a crystal healing, and this is part of the Morning Metaphysical Report, which is a source of daily guidance and healing. All right. Yes, I'm live on Facebook and Periscope. All right. So now we're going to do the affirmation of the day, and then after that I will tell you all about selecting crystals. And you will see this again during that time. I just find it's a good time to do affirmations after receiving a healing, because we're in a more open place. All right, so I am going to state the affirmation myself first. Babe, what are the blue bits? Someone said there's blue bits in the red jasper.
Oh, that's caused by the inclusions.
Okay.
It causes it to have a bluish color because it's the milky white quartz up against the red.
Yeah.
So it gives it that bluish coloration.
When the affirmations end, would you mind coming back to share about it? I was going to tell, the tip of the day was going to be about selecting crystals.
Sure.
Okay. All right, affirmations. I'm going to say it to you the first few times. I'm going to say it in first person and then second person, because I found that very helpful for me, so I hope it is for you. And then we'll say it together. All right, so take a moment to center and be still. Hold your hands open. I am the power and authority in my life. I release the past and claim my good now. Be sure your hands are open. Just, yes. Give it to me, all the things you desire. I am the power and the authority in my life. I release the past and claim my good now. Now I'm going to say in second person 2 times. You are the power and authority in your life. You release the past and claim your good now. You are the power and authority in your life. You release the past and claim your good now. Now we'll say it together 3 times. And really, if you're in a place where you don't have to mind your volume, throw a little enthusiasm into it if you have it in you. If you don't, it's okay. I am the power and authority in my life. I release the past and claim my good now. I am the power and authority in my life. I release the past and claim my good now. I am the power and authority in my life. I release the past and claim my good now. Take in those words. I invite you to carry this affirmation with you forward in the day. And this affirmation comes from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. It is one of the many spine affirmations. The spine represents how we do or do not feel supported by various things in our lives. And I felt that those affirmations touch on many issues that we are all working through. So that's why I wanted to share that. Something I would really like you to think about going forward through your day about this affirmation is really thinking about the words and what they mean. Um, like, what does it mean to be the power and authority in your life? What does that mean to you? What would it mean or feel like to truly release the past? And what does it mean to claim good for yourself, to let yourself have and enjoy good things? That concludes the affirmation for today. So now we are going to discuss the magic tip of the day. So we are going to talk a little bit about how to select crystals, because obviously, as Joe Heron mentioned, this particular red jasper is very powerful. So not just because you have several specimens of the same crystal, they're not all the same. They're not all equal in their energy. Some have less, some have more, some have sometimes they're all powerful, but the type of energy is different. So here's that piece again. And my partner pulled out this very awesome book. If you've never heard of it, it is my preferred crystal reference. Love is in the earth, and it's true, love is in the earth, and it's a very powerful thing. That was part of the healing earlier. I was pulling the love out of the earth with the jasper. It does not have pictures, so you need to know what it is you're looking up. However, it is comprehensive. It doesn't have every crystal, but it includes what it looks like, the scientific, like, chemical structure of it, and where it comes from, and I like it.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about how to choose crystals, or am I talking more about this particular crystal?
Well, why don't you tell us about this one? 'Cause, people really connected with this specific red jasper.
So...
Or I could hold it. If
no,
you
it's
want.
okay.
Okay.
So this is a red jasper with quartz inclusions. What most people don't realize is that jasper is a chalcedony, which means that it's in the same family as quartz. So it's not uncommon for quartz to be inside of jasper specimens. This one is particularly strong, not only because of the fact that there is so much of that quartz in there, which you can kind of see.
Yeah. And it's an amplifying crystal. Quartz.
Which is an amplifying crystal. So this particular red jasper is very, very radiant. But also because of the shape. It's in a triangular shape. And that's because I got this from a vendor who does slabs. So this is actually the corner of a block that he was slabbing at the time.
From a crystal and gem show.
From a crystal and gem show. So this would have been the corner of a big square. It would have been like on there like that.
Yeah, like, and think of it as like the corner of a counter. Isn't that such a crazy thought?
Right. It's a crazy thought. But what he didn't know is that that creates this almost natural obelisk-like shape that also helps direct that energy. And I got it off of an auction table for $1, which is why I tell people all the time, go to rock and mineral shows to find amazing pieces.
I know. I mean, it's such a good crystal, and it costs so little.
You also, for those of you who really like jasper...
Oh, gosh. Here comes...
You can also get beautiful pieces like this at rock and mineral shows. I got this one for $3.
It is all jasper.
It is solid jasper, and it has a single quartz inclusion that goes straight through it, which is fantastic. And you can see that it's red and it's yellow. And it's absolute joy. Joy, joy, joy. I love my jasper. I have a lot of jasper. So tell us about red jasper, dear.
So I'm going to be reading out of the book I just showed you, Love is in the Earth. So I'll read you the whole entry. Red jasper, astrological sign of Taurus. Red jasper occurs in the color range of red. It has been used to assist one in rectifying unjust circumstances. Meditation with this mineral can provide insight to the method of amelioration. The energy communicates the message that all choice is singularly one's responsibility. It can also assist in providing for rescue in situations of danger. Red jasper can facilitate the reiteration of dreams to allow the dreamer to remember the aspects which could be consequential in one's life. It seems to replicate the dream on a video type mechanism for access during states of meditation. It can also be used to prevent setbacks and disorders. The mineral assists in helping one to learn to progress and to eliminate the aspects of digression. Vibrates to the number 6. Also in this book, it breaks down types of jasper. So, of course, that's the entry for red jasper, but just jasper has its own entry, and all the qualities that jasper listed are also in that crystal. And because there's quartz inclusions, you would also look up quartz because it would have all that.
You would also look up chalcedony because the family also has its own qualities. And jasper is a fantastic stone for all kinds of things. I like to use them in meditations.
Yeah.
And I make mala beads using jasper all the time, which is really fantastic.
Yeah.
So
also, they say your rock is huge.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's just around, I think, 8 or 9 pounds is what it's weighed at.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, we are blessed to have quite a few large crystals because we went to gem shows and we had an auction table.
I just found the 2 local gem shows.
Oh, nice. Like, I picked up this piece of obsidian for like $5. It's like, I don't know, 15 pounds. Anyway, enough of that. Let me tell you just about jasper. This is kind of long, so I don't know that I'll read the whole thing.
I was going to say, just talk about, let's see.
This mineral is known as the supreme nurturer. It acts as a reminder that one is not here on this physical plane just for oneself, but is also here to bring joy and substance to others, assisting others to release the bonds of constraint. At some point, I can read the entire entry of various crystals, but maybe not during the report.
We should do like a crystal day and just talk about crystals or something.
That would be good.
So we should focus on the tip of the day, which
tip
is
of the day is how to select them. So, not all crystals are equal. If you're trying to pick a crystal, be choosy. Don't spend money on it unless you love it.
You should feel something.
And you should always feel something energetically. Even if you're not particularly energetically sensitive, you should feel something. Don't pick based on looks.
Yeah, there were a few other pieces similar to this particular one. And I did not choose those because they were not as energetically strong and they didn't vibrate with me as well. So you have to be picky. Not all stones are created equal.
A lot of things can affect a crystal's energy. The area of the world it was mined out of, how it was harvested from the earth, how it was processed after the fact, and even the person selling it can affect its energy.
Mm-hmm.
There are people once the crystals come into their hands as like a vendor, they're like become totally inert, and so they're just people I won't buy from. I was gifted this wonderful piece yesterday. This is another obsidian from a local site. So there are a lot of ways. You should just feel something. If you're trying to select between crystals, you can kind of run your hand over them, and you should feel some kind of sensation in your hand. It could be hot, cold, prickly, a stab, a tingle, something. So don't pick the pretty one. So it would be like, do this. Which one of these am I the most drawn to today? This one. And you can do this with crystals you have. This is an agate. It is a very good agate.
It is.
I got this out of like a 25-cent bin at a store at the beach.
Surprisingly. Never underestimate the power of the crystal at its core.
You don't have to spend $1 zillion on a crystal. For it to be more money doesn't mean more better.
Very true. So that's the tip of the day. Feel out your crystals, connect with them before making a choice, and remember to check out all your options when looking for crystals. So local mines rock and mineral shows, gem and rock hounding clubs,
gift shops.
gift shops.
I'm all about alternative areas to pick them up. I mean, trust me, I love metaphysical stores. I love spiritual stores and witch stores, but boy, you will be spending top dollar
It's okay.
for your crystals.
Tiffany's going to take me back to get the quartz I found at the co-op yesterday. It's like this big, and it's going to cost me like, I think, $8.
Nice. Obviously, the cheapest way to get crystals is to dig them out of the earth yourself. So if you live by mine, I suggest you check it out.
Check it out.
You can get a big honkin' point of quartz this big for either nothing or the mining fee, which is like $50 for the day, but it's as much as you can carry out. Let's see. Iris asks, scroll down. Why won't you scroll? Okay. I usually feel a drag or resistance in my hand. Does that count as a draw? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any sensation.
Everybody's different. You're going to feel it differently.
Also, don't be discouraged if you show the crystal to someone and they don't feel anything, because each person is unique, so you'll be drawn to different stuff. Also, there may be crystals that are really not good for you. So try to be mindful.
Be mindful.
She cannot stand black crystals.
I don't like black crystals. I like red and orange and yellow crystals a lot. But no black. Black crystals are awful.
I love black crystals and clear crystals. I mean, I like all of them. I don't know that I found one that I actively dislike.
They actively make me feel icky.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. They make me feel icky.
So that is the magic tip of the day. If you select your tools or the things you use in your spiritual magical practice with care before you bring them home, then you will always have the best at your disposal when you need them.
Very true.
Let's see, Claire says, I get crystals from everywhere I go. Not that far normally, but Seaside, I got loads this year. Yes.
Fantastic.
All right. Also, I realized I totally forgot to talk about the numerology of the day.
Oh.
So let's do that now. Today is a 6th day. A 6 vibration is a nurturing vibration that tends to be a caretaker. This is a 6th day. If you normally are on the go, today is a day to stay home. Take a close look at what is going on with your family. If you are single, pick up the phone and chat with someone you have been neglecting. You'll be more sensitive to smell and sight today. Look at your surroundings. Is it time to make some changes? Even buying a little something for your home or apartment will make you feel much better. Listen to some calming music. Pick up a scented candle for some aromatherapy. It will definitely make you feel better. This book is so funny. You don't have to follow any of the advice in the numerology book ever. I mostly think of a 6th day as, like I mentioned, a day for nurturing, focusing on family, home, wherever your heart is. So that's the numerology of the day. Alrighty. And now it is time for the card reading of the day. So let us get some tarot guidance. So this is the deck I'm using today, Nicoletta Ciccole. Ooh. My coffee is starting to lose heat. It's very sad, so I'm going to drink some of it. Hey, love. I need help.
I was at my desk.
My coffee is lukewarm.
Oh, is it?
May I please have it warmed?
Gives to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know. I just can't stand drinking drinks that aren't hot. Okay, So this reading will be a reading directed to all of you. So some of you may find all of it relevant, and some of you may only pick up parts of it, and that is okay. So there's no set length or how long the reading is. I kind of like to let it do its own thing. So this is the guidance for you for today, or food for thought, or whatever it feels like giving. Okay. Now that was quite a spill. I don't know, deck. This is a lot.
What is this? The advice for everybody today?
I mean, over the course, I have been reading longer-ish readings.
Well, if it helps, this is like a singular thought, and these are individual thoughts.
That is true. So technically, it's only 4 thoughts.
It's only
even
4
though
thoughts.
It's like
one of them is 5
8
cards.
cards.
I would just summarize that.
Summarize that. Yeah. Okay. Great. Claire says, I need a kitchen witch.
Everyone needs a kitchen witch.
Oh. Well, that's why she has her own show once in a while, so that you can all have a temporary kitchen witch.
Yes, my show doesn't happen as much as it should. Focus on cards. I'm going on.
All right. So on to the cards. My coffee is now too hot, so I have a minute to tell you things. The first card is the World. We've been seeing this card a lot, or at least I feel like we've been seeing this card a lot. This card talks about feeling stuck in a rut, limited, being in a situation on the inside looking out, wanting change, and that it is time for change, that time for change is coming. This is a powerful end of year. There's a lot of things going on astrologically, which I need to brush up on, so I can tell you all about it this month. So that is the World. Feeling stuck. The next card is the Six of Discs. And to me, this card represents holding on to things. In this specific circumstance, it pertains to it's just saying that all you guys are holding on to a lot of stuff. Whether it's holding on to resources, opportunities, memories, relationships, emotions, baggage, etc. Holding on to stuff, a lot of things, many things. And some of these things could be positive things, but it's almost like in regards to positive things, like holding on to an opportunity or dream. Hold on a sec. My apologies. It'll just take me a moment, depending on how quick my phone works. right, sorry about that. It's been taken care of. All right, so in regards to the positive things, it's like holding on to, almost like holding out on yourself. The positive things are not letting them come to fruition and so on. So it's just reminding you of that. The next card is the Nine of Discs. And this talks about sorry, I'm not entirely used to holding these for the camera. Taking solace in the comforts of home and being mindful if home is a comforting place, and seeking, if you have pets, it has a strong inclination to connecting with your animals. So that's primarily it, a strong connection with home. Sometimes we don't. I'm going to refer to this. Sometimes the booklet does say things better than I can say them. So the simple pleasures of home life will give you the greatest satisfaction now. Find your comfort zone and settle there in solitude to find peace and quiet. So that is more advisory. Now, the next few cards are one thought expressed in 5 different cards. So I am going to show you them one at a time, but very briefly, and then kind of sum them up in one coherent thought. This video will also be available for replay if you would like to refer to these cards again later. So this card talks about leaving a cycle, or kind of like same way of doing things again and again. It talks about needing to leave. This card talks about malicious intentions at play, or not being a good situation. There's like people who aren't playing fair. This card talks about handing away your power and being afraid of your own fearful imaginings rather than something real. This card says, is often a warning saying that nothing good will come of the situation, or it talks about trying to defeat addictive and abusive patterns. And this card talks about feeling trapped, boredom, ennui, and discontent with life. So I'm going to take a moment to think about how I would bring all those ideas together in one thought. Let's see if I can hold them all up at one time. So let's see. So going from left to right, these cards are talking about needing to leave a cycle or pattern, especially like in a situation. It feels like there's a situation that has been repetitive, or is a pattern or a pattern of thought. You need to leave because it's not you're not going to win this one, that the other people involved are not playing fair and there's malicious intentions towards you. It says to not be afraid and to take back your power. These people don't have power over you. You can leave. The fourth card reminds us of needing to break through addictive patterns. You know, again, that merry-go-round, doing the same thing and again, and this just affirms that nothing good will ever come of repeating it. And this just kind of emphasizes that it's kind of making you cynical about life and like developing an inner apathy, and it just doesn't have to be that way. So that's how I would kind of put that together. So that is something that they really wanted to share today. I'm going to give the cards an opportunity to say their final thought before moving on. I felt somebody flip. No, that's for something else. Any last words? Oh, this one again. It just wants to emphasize, symbolically speaking, you're on a merry-go-round. So even though it can feel like you're moving forward, you're really just moving in circles, and that the way forward in life towards success, happiness, prosperity, the things you want for yourself is to get off the ride, to stop playing the game, to break the pattern. All right, that concludes the tarot reading of the day. All right. So now we are going to talk about how to manifest the things you want for your life better. And part of this is that we are doing a daily reading from The Power Is Within You by Louise Hay. And I have been reading excerpts from the chapter How to Love Yourself, because loving yourself is part of learning to manifest the life you want. And we are not always sure what that means, how to love ourselves. So this list is 10 steps of how to love yourself a little bit more today. So I've been reading one item on the list at a time. And today we are reading number 8. So after I finish this list, I'm actually going to be reading other sections of the book, because I really think Louise Hay has powerful insights she's put out there. So I will begin the reading. How to love yourself a little more today. Take care of your body. Think of it as this marvelous house in which you live for a while. You would love your house and take care of it, wouldn't you? You would love, so watch what you put into your body. Drug and alcohol abuse is so prevalent because they are two of the most popular methods of escape. If you are into drugs, it doesn't mean you are a bad person. It means you haven't found a more positive way of fulfilling your needs. Drugs beckon to us. Come and play with me and we'll have a good time. It's true. They can make you feel wonderful. However, they alter your reality so much. And although it isn't evident at first, you have to pay a terrible price in the end. After taking drugs for a while, your health deteriorates immensely, and you feel awful most of the time. Drugs affect your immune system, which can lead to numerous physical ailments. Also, after repeated use, you develop an addiction, and you have to wonder what made you start taking drugs in the first place. Peer pressure may have compelled you to take them in the beginning, but continued and repeated use is another story. I've yet to meet anyone who really loves him or herself and who is hooked on drugs. We use drugs and alcohol to escape our childhood feelings of not being good enough, and when they wear off, we feel worse than before. Then we usually have a load of guilt too. We have to know that it's safe to feel our feelings and acknowledge them. The feelings pass, they don't stay. There's a bit more. Claire says, no beer then. If it's too challenging for you to have it, if it tempts you, then perhaps that is for the best. However, I don't think there's anything wrong with indulging in something you enjoy occasionally, as long as it isn't coming from a self-abusive place. To continue, stuffing food into our bodies is another way to hide our love. We can't live without food because it fuels our bodies and helps to create new cells. Even though we may know the basics of good nutrition, often we still use food and diets to punish ourselves and create obesity. We've become a nation of junk food addicts. We have been on what I call the Great American Diet for decades, filling ourselves with processed foods of every sort. We've allowed the food companies and their advertising gimmicks to influence our eating habits. Doctors aren't even taught nutrition in medical schools unless they take it as an extracurricular subject. Most of what we consider conventional medicine at the moment concentrates on drugs and surgery, so if we really want to learn about nutrition, it's an issue we must take into our own hands. It's an act of loving ourselves to become aware of what we put into our mouths and how it makes us feel. If you eat lunch and an hour later you start feeling sleepy, you might ask yourself, what did I eat? You may have consumed something that isn't good for your body at that particular time. Start noticing what gives you energy and what depletes you and brings you down. You can do it by trial and error, or you could find a good nutritionist who can answer some of your questions. Remember that what's right for one person isn't necessarily right for another. Our bodies are different. A macrobiotic diet is wonderful for many people. So is Harvey and Marilyn Diamond's Fit for Life method. They are totally different concepts, and yet they both work. Every body is different from every other body, so we can't say that only one method works. You have to find out which way works best for you. Just a moment. Guys, this is not a reading video. It says on the screen and in the description of the video that this is the Morning Metaphysical Report. So I will remember your name, Netia, and during my next reading video, if you catch the public video, you will have a spot. So I highly advise that you read the descriptions of the video and the description on the screen before donating. I do appreciate it. So I was actually planning on doing a reading video later today. So if you catch that live video, you will receive your reading at that point. All right. So I'm going to continue. I just wanted to address that real quick. So I appreciate you. Find exercise that you enjoy, that is fun to do. Create a positive mental attitude about your exercise. Often you create obstacles in your bodies primarily as a result of what you absorb from other people. Again, you need to forgive yourself and stop putting anger and resentment into your body if you want to create changes. Combining affirmations with your exercise is a way to reprogram negative concepts about your body and its shape. That's a very good suggestion. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Natia, did you become a patron? Well, thank you. We will definitely be in touch after this. Yes, the link in the description of this video is to subscribe to a monthly membership. And some, depending on your reward level, that does include readings, but it kind of depends on what you subscribe to. Continuing the reading. We are in a time now where new technologies for health are multiplying, and we are learning to combine some ancient healing methods such as Ayurvedic medicine with sound wave technology. I have been studying how sound can stimulate our brainwaves and accelerate our learning and healing. There's research that shows that we can cure illness by mentally changing our DNA structure. I think between now and the end of the century, we're going to explore a range of possibilities that will be enormously beneficial to much of the populace. And that is the end of that section. So again, this is take care of your body. That's how to start loving yourself a bit more. And she gave a few suggestions on how to do that. I would love it if anyone would like to share ways that you take care of yourself physically. When you do so, that is a way you show that you value yourself. You show yourself very literally that you consider yourself worth taking care of.
Okay, Google.
Some other things that I would like to add to this is that regular grooming makes a difference. It is a way we take care of our bodies, and it does improve one's mood. Like obviously showering or cleansing yourself or doing your makeup or dressing yourself. And it doesn't have to be super formal or fancy, just in a way that communicates to yourself that you value yourself enough to put yourself together in a way that is pleasing to you, not anyone else. Whatever feels good to you to do and makes you feel positive about yourself. So obviously that can be very little, or for some people it could be a lot. And it's all very individual. And I think that's one of the most important things to keep in mind with how to love yourself and what the right things to do are, is to not should yourself about it, like, oh, I should do this, I should take care of myself, I should exercise, I should not be doing these things, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Try to do a little better each day, and to care for yourself a little more each day, and to do things that feel good for you and that help you put your best foot forward each day. That's kind of a qualifier, like, does this help me do my best each day, this thing I'm doing? If it doesn't, I may want to reconsider it. So all of my self-care, self-parenting things I do throughout the day are meant to help me be my best each day and to be able to function at my best. So I feel like that's a good thing to keep in mind, because I want to do well in my life and all the things I do. Oh, Claire, I'm sorry to hear that. It is something I've noticed that affects my mood, and that's why I shared that. It's something that wasn't mentioned in the chapter and that maybe could be overlooked. And this is not just for women, but men and people of every other gender. Whatever being groomed means to you, If it's not a habit you've ever had, I would consider maybe just trying to do a little more each day and experiment with how it changes how you feel about yourself. And if you're in a position like Claire where you're not entirely able to do it, I would focus on the things you could do for yourself and also to exercise compassion. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you if you're not able to. It's just simply pointing out some things that are other ways of taking care of ourselves. I know it is a struggle for a lot of people to care for themselves because of things they are coping with. So I think it's the most important thing to learn is that what that means is individual to each person. And sometimes caring for yourself and your body is to, at the very least, not berate yourself or feel bad that you're not able to do as much as you'd like. So those are my thoughts about the reading. If anyone has comments, I invite you to comment. If you have questions, not like asking for reading type questions, questions like about something that has we've talked about during the video or something on your mind, I invite you to ask it. I'd also like to say that my inbox is always open, so you're welcome to direct your questions there. I try to get back to all messages within a day. Yes. My fiance just responded to Claire. That is a very good suggestion. I was thinking of that, but I'm glad you said it. I was reading your comment.
Yeah. That's why I'm so...
It's a very cute hairstyle.
Are you almost done?
Almost. So, if you would like more information about me or what's behind this report, in the description of this video, you can find the link to my Patreon, patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching.
Please check out Patreon.
It is a membership subscription service. You get access to exclusive content as well as other perks. Please read it thoroughly before joining.
It's very important. This stream is possible because of viewers like you and your contributions to our lifestyle so that we can continue to do these things.
Yes. So you will also read about our goals, what we're working towards, and how you support that. There is a donation link to show your support, the PayPal link. And if you enjoyed this morning report and you would like to see more of it, continue seeing it each morning, I suggest that you like, follow, or subscribe to my channel and page. On Facebook, that is Lysander Xanthus. The link is in the description of the video. So I hope that you will join me for the morning each morning, and that you will also get notified of all my other content, which includes reading videos, moon rituals, live Q&A, which reminds me, the next live Q&A is this Saturday.
What are we doing?
I don't know in how many days it is because I don't know what today is.
Today's Friday, so it's tomorrow.
So it's tomorrow. Okay, I'm glad I brought it up. So it's tomorrow.
What are we talking about, though?
The topic is ending 2019, beginning 2020. So this is about the turn of the year. So this is a live Q&A, which means we're going to be discussing the significance of this and opening the floor to questions about that transition. We're going to be doing some brief New Year's readings for those of you wanting guidance for the year ahead.
I'm going to do numerology.
which is kind of a preview of the New Year's reading package we are putting together, and talking about some rituals and going through some meditations about releasing things as the year turns over and leaving them in this year and stepping forward into the next year in the best possible way and setting goals for the year ahead. So I hope you will join me. It will be
awesome.
at noon.
Noon tomorrow.
Mountain Standard
Time.
All right. So thank you, everyone, for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day and weekend. I hope I'll see you all later today and tomorrow especially. If you go to my Facebook page, link is in the description, go to my events page, you will see the information for this event. You need to either follow the page or check at the time it starts, because the video is not going to be posted to the event page. It'll be on my page directly.
Okay.
All right. Be blessed. Good day.
Bye.